Hello Libra, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Star Tarot by Kathy McLeland, if that goes into frame the way I want it to. There's Kathy's website. If you would like to see it, just feel free to freeze frame if you'd like to. Supportive Oracle Cards, Spellcasting Oracle Cards by Flavia, Barbara, and Lisbeth. There's their full names. They do have websites. I believe She Who Is Art is the main website, but there's a couple others there. Feel free to freeze frame and check out what you like, of course. Okay. What do we have for Libra? Okay, Libra. Okay, yours is good so far. What are you dealing with? That's peculiar. Somebody needs to let it go. Okay. Oh, I don't know about that. Nine of Wands. Wands. Holding the line, I want to say. You seem to be very stable in whatever you're dealing with. And I say this, it's like in the midst of a storm, you're like that reinforced brick building. You're staying, you're not going anywhere. The winds are coming, the winds are hitting pretty hard, but you're solid and safe. The energy you're dealing with is somebody who cares about a lot of people and looking out for a lot of people. Somebody who looks out for a lot of people and has a lot of people, like, they try to take a lot of people under their wing almost. Like it's almost like they're constantly trying to save the world. And your energy is kind of like, you know, I get that. I get it, but it may be a little bit too much. You really can't save everybody. You can do your best, but you got to step back and you got to help yourself once in a while. You got to give yourself a break. You can't save the world. But they seem to want to, whoever you're dealing with. It's not a bad attribute, but it's one of those things where you're like, it's overdone. They're doing too much. Their responsibilities are over too much. This is their challenge card, which is the Queen of Pentacles, which is also a good card. Very good card, but it's taking on, it's when it's out of balance, it's taking on too much responsibilities. That's one of the out of balance versions of it. Taking on too much responsibilities, demanding that I have to do this. If I don't look out for these people, nobody will. Somebody's got to do it, and I need to be the one. This person takes on responsibilities that they really shouldn't. And it's not really working out. Whew. Now, you seem to be watching the whole situation, and you're kind of like, well, we want the majority of this to work out, but we need to kind of back this energy up. We kind of need to teach people to take care of themselves. Doing things for people is a good attribute, yeah, but we need to empower people to do for themselves, and we also have to give them the opportunity to return the favor and then do for us in return. It's very empowering for people. I think sometimes people who are givers, they don't see that side of it. Like, they love giving, they love helping, but sometimes one of the greatest gifts they can do is allow somebody to help them and allow somebody to give back to them, because that's very empowering for other people. And sometimes for people who overgive, that's really hard to do. And I see you looking at this kind of like, that's what we need to happen here. I need to kind of see if I can teach this person that they need to allow these people to give back to them. They need to pull back and give the gift of letting somebody else give. Give the gift of letting somebody else give. I think that makes sense. Okay. Is this something like... Yeah. See, and it's not, I want to be just kind of clear on this. You're not setting anything up. You're not setting this up. So I'm not going to act like you're setting something up. So in case it comes across wrong, because this person's going to hit a moment that's rough. And you're not setting that up. That like, but what I do feel is happening is you might be stepping back and kind of like, instead of going over there and helping this person, you're kind of letting the people that they have helped know, hey, you know, so-and-so who bends over backwards for you, they're struggling. They could use some help with this, and I know you could do that. Hey, you, so-and-so, you know how that person over there always bends over backwards for you and does somersaults and sidewards flips, which are really hard and strenuous, but they do that for you? They're struggling, and you could do this for them. I'm just, you know, if you want to repay them, this is the, like, I feel like you might put the word out to, like, this person, like, hey, did you know that person who always looks out for you, they need somebody to look out for them right now, and, you know, maybe you want to take this opportunity to help them. I feel like that's what you're kind of doing here. You might be putting it on a little thick in case you're worried they may not pick up on it. You're like, I'm going to make it painfully obvious that, you know, I'm not like hinting. I'm saying go help them. I'm not hinting. I'm saying go do it. In your own way. So, you know, you're coming on a little thick in your own way, just to make sure the point comes across. So, like, whatever that means to you. Because I almost feel like sometimes Libra comes forward and they feel like they're coming across really strong, and it's just about right. It's not too much, but sometimes Libra's like, oh, did I push it? And other people are like, no, that was about right. You did right. You did good. Because I've seen that happen a few times, which is interesting to me. Seven of Swords with the trust. You're not going to help this person. You're not meant to help this person at this time. You're meant to inspire the others that they've helped to come around and help them. This is like allowing people the gift of helping, the gift of giving. It is hard for this person who's used to giving to everybody else, because it's like, it could be sort of an addiction. That's a version of an addiction. Like, I have to give to everybody. I have to do for everybody. That's how they define their self-worth. And if they can't be the one giving and they end up being the one receiving, that can be really hard for them. This is one of those times where the Three of Swords comes in because they're devastated that they're not the one saving everybody else. They're the one being saved. Step back, let that happen. It's very good, actually. There's like, they gotta look a little. It's like, this is like where you go within. The psychic card to me goes a lot of different ways. One of it is like you have to go within and really figure out what's going on here and realize this is not a bad thing. And then the Knight of Pentacles is like, this could bring a lot of stability to this person, but they have to go within and figure it out themselves. Let them at least try to figure it out a little bit on their own. I feel like at some point you might come forward and be like, trying to have a conversation with them, trying to like inspire them to look at it in a different light. Let them kind of struggle with it for a little while. See if they can come to it on their own. If you don't really think that's happening, then step in and gently kind of nudge them to the right direction a little bit. And I feel like they really got to figure it out themselves, though. So you can't just flat out tell them, because it's just kind of like, it's like giving a kid the math answer. If they don't learn how to get the answer themselves, and you give them the answer, they won't be able to do it later on their own either. So they got to kind of figure out how you get the problem done correctly to get to the correct answer. So that's kind of the same thing with this. Like, you don't want to just flat out tell them the answer. You want to kind of help them figure it out, mull it over, going, yeah, it feels good to give to somebody. I always, like, oh, it must have felt good for them too, especially when I'm always helping them. It empowers them the way it empowers me. That's very good for them. So it's like I'm being helpful in a different way now. Just kind of find your own way to coax that forward, because I feel like this can be a moment of great spiritual growth with the Ace of Cups. I don't see anything about romance here. I know that's the Ace of Cups. And you do have the Lover's card, but I really don't see anything about romance here. Take it with a grain of salt. Hey, you're going to know what you're looking at more than I am. Everybody, it's different for everybody. But I feel like this could really pass the test and put this person in better perspective. It could help them start moving forward with more of an air of like empowering people and not so much just doing for people. it could change this person's perspective and how they go forward helping people from here on out. Because it's much better to empower somebody, help them, but empower them to help themselves so that they become self-sufficient, and then they can help others. It's much better than just, cooking for somebody and cleaning their house for them, just doing it for them because you don't think they can do it. If you, I'm thinking of, I don't know if this is going to sound right, but I'll go for it. Say you got an elderly person, and they can't clean their house anymore. But there's little things they can do, like maybe they can straighten up the dishes. Like when the dishes are done, they can put some of it away. They can dust some things. That's something they can still do. They can clean off the table. They can wash the table. There's certain things they can do. Other things that are just going to be too much, and they can only do for so much. But when you empower them to do what they can, and they work along with you, it makes them feel like they're useful. It makes them feel like they're not such a burden, that they're trying, and it makes it easier on you. And it's it could be something like that. It may not be total empowerment, but enough empowerment where this person feels like they have, self-worth, and they're not just waiting for somebody to take care of them. I don't know. There's a reason I'm bringing that forward, but I'm sure it'll fit however it needs to for the right person. So, you're bringing forth the stability, the well-being. I feel like you want to, when they hit the right point, empowering people to empower others, you want to just kind of, reiterate it. When you said that, I think you were right when you said, and just keep bringing it back around so it just reinforces it. I'm getting that with the King of Pentacles and their well-being. When you hear them say it the right way, keep reinforcing it. Say it back to them. Oh yeah, I completely think you're right. And then give an example of why you think they're right. And just keep bringing it back around. Keep reinforcing it. That will make this a lot easier on you. And that'll make this stick. Because I feel like this is something that can go really well. This is probably somebody that you're concerned about because they have to help everybody. This might change their perspective on things. It might change the dynamic a little bit. It's a moment that they're hitting a hard moment, but this hard moment could actually have great benefits. And I think that's it. Alright, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.